So companies put bad inputs into their testing tool, and they get results that are meaningless and sometimes misleading. If you want good testing, you have to know how to put good inputs into your testing system. If you've ever seen the Will It Blend series by Blendtec, you know that everything blends, whether it's an iPhone or a Nike shoe. And of course it does blend, but what they don't tell you is how it tastes. Does it taste good? And the answer is no. Some people treat testing just like Tom treats the Blendtec. They put whatever they want into it. And as a result, the outputs they get are bad. You might say that their test results don't taste good. So the question is, what went wrong? Testing is the marriage of art and science. And so the science part of it is the tool. You put something in the tool and it blends, right? It does whatever it's supposed to do. Whatever options you put into the tool, it does the same thing every time. Now there might be, some core features like, you blend fast, you frappe. There might be things like that you can do with a blender, just like a science tool. Maybe some have advanced targeting features. Maybe some have some segmentation that others don't. But at the end of the day, most testing tools do relatively the same thing. These tools do the same thing every time, no matter what's put into it. They graph, they report, they have statistical confidence, they help you call a winner, they filter, they summarize, they export data. The science, the tool, does the same thing every time. It doesn't matter what you put into it, it's going to do what it's supposed to do. Like the blender, you push the button and blends. If you put inputs into a testing tool, they will do its thing. They'll calculate confidence, they'll give you a result. It doesn't always mean that that result is what you think it is though. The art is all potential inputs that you put into the system. The art of testing is the creative designs. It's the test ideas that are put into the tool. They're creative in nature, they're different every time. No two experiences are alike. And that's what the art of testing is. It's this creative element that you add to the tool. You decide what it is. So it's when we combine these two things that we get an output. The art is put into the tool, and the tool does this thing just like the blender. It calculates it, it does this thing. It doesn't judge whether the art is good or bad. It just gives you an output. So I like to drink smoothies. And when we first got our Blendtec, I was a little excited, right? So I just put everything into the Blendtec. I put in, anything that looked good, and I blend it up. And of course I would drink it, but I soon found that my family didn't like it so much. I like to go a little heavy on the green side, put a little too much spinach. And I found that I would be the only one drinking it. And so finally I learned to follow a recipe. I'd pull out the recipes and I'd follow the recipe, and lo and behold, my family would end up drinking the smoothies because they actually tasted good. What made all the difference was the recipe. I knew what to put in there, and because of that, it actually made a difference in the way it tasted. Imagine that. And my kids like to drink it. Well, the same is true of good testing. Most companies don't know the foundational theories that they need to make up good recipes. Once you know the theories, you'll know what ingredients to put into your testing system, what art to put into the system. So because companies don't have these foundational theories, they just put in whatever they want. They put in the iPhones and they put in the Nikes of testing. And initially it might look good when it goes in. Like, wow, this is impressive. Look at all this stuff we're blending up in our tool. But the problem is the output. The output comes out and it's not very good. If you just put in a bunch of random stuff, the output is never as good as if you were to put in a disciplined, iterative methodology into your approach. You've probably heard the saying, garbage in, garbage out. Well, often companies will put in just a few bad ideas into their testing system, and as a result, it's almost like they're putting in moldy strawberries in with their otherwise perfectly good smoothie. And of course, no one wants to drink that. It blends, it processes, and so you've got a little bit of bad mixed in with the good. In this case, the output might be a little deceptive. It may not say exactly what you think it's saying. It may be misleading actually in the results that you see. Lots of companies get these testing tools, and which is a great thing. But one of the challenges I see with companies is they're feeding the machine, is that these tools have amazing capabilities. And so lots of times companies will start doing things just to use the capabilities as opposed to actually doing what is a smart thing to do. So the lesson here is just because you can doesn't mean you should. Just because you can use a feature, just because you can put something into the blender, it doesn't mean that that's what you should do. The theories that I'll teach you at testingtheory.com will help you know what to put into your blender, how to make your recipes the best, how to make your experiences the best, how to test things that are fresh and ripe, not things that are best practices that are rotten and outdated and overused. I'll help you be aware of how to avoid putting assumptions and other people's opinions into your testing experiences. I'll give you the recipes for success that will allow you to apply them in your own testing experience, with your own business, in the context of your own ideas and questions and demands. You'll then be able to have every test come out as a masterpiece, with learnings and with revenue-driving results. And when every testing recipe is a success, you can't help but want some more. That's good. Thanks for joining me today. And remember that as you learn the testing theories, you are becoming your own expert.